Looking for the pill bottle. The pill bottle. Put right here.
Where did I put that other bottle of pills? I'm sure I put it up there. Did you take it? You're always pulling tricks. You did, you did.
Here we go. Mom is getting ready. Hey, Mom.
What? Oh, yeah, up foot. See my face?
Yeah, I don't see your face. Where is your face? It's in a bag?
It's here.
It's in a bag. Oh, my.
Bye.
So, Mom, where did we come?
We're on the Brooker Road where my mother was born. And that's the original barn sitting there yet. But there's a new house beside it.
Oh, I see.
And this is where Grandpa Brooker's brother and him were sorting potatoes after having a great big meal, probably Thanksgiving or something. And they were sorting potatoes and bending over to do it, of course. And the uncle died from consumption.
Or what?
With
Potatoes?
full stomach and bending over.
Oh, wow.
And he died. While they were out in the barn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So does it look like the original barn, Mom?
Yeah, it does. Except this has
Yeah,
a
it
new
does.
roof.
Yeah.
And there's a new house sitting in the old homestead, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Campbell's lived there the last I knew. One was Here Comes the Skeeters. And that's all I know about this one. But this is where she went to school, down in the little public school next to Ed and Emma Brooker's place.
So this is the place where Grandma got born, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was a mess of that.
And this yard too, that was theirs also, right?
I think that's part of the farm, yeah.
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 So do you remember ever seeing the house here? The
Oh,
original house?
Yeah, yeah. This house can't be over like 20 years old, maybe, at the most. And it was strange. The lady that used to work here came and took care of my uncle after his wife died, Ed and Emma Brooker.
Okay.
This lady that lived in the homestead. Now, since then, new place.
Oh. Where is she now?
I don't know. She's probably gone too. I don't know who lives here now. But I was born up around the corner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So her husband must be living in there, right?
I don't know. Usually the men die before the women. The women are more hardy, you know. That's it. It's off.
So where are we now, Mom?
Do you have to take that thing off the front?
No.
Okay. We're at the Swift Mills schoolhouse where my mom went to school. And she still kept in track of some of these people that went to school with her. Up until she died. They came to the hospital and visited her at the nursing home. Ed and Emma Brooker, the next house up, always maintained this schoolhouse. They took care of the lawns and got the firewood in and all those things like they did years ago. And then when they came to sell this property, they gave this to those people for taking care of the place all that time. So Aunt and Uncle Ed and Emma inherited that. And now it's been put into a little house. And that's Swift Mills up there by the bridge. There must have been a mill on that creek years ago.
Oh, that's why they call it Swift.
Yeah, yeah. There's quicksand back in there too.
Oh, yeah?
Because we were spearfishing and I got caught in the quicksand. I got out of there in a hurry.
So do they call this same hill, right?
Swift Mills.
Oh, this is Swift Mills.
Swift
This is
Mills,
Sand
yeah.
Hill. Okay.
And this is what? The corner of what and what? I don't know the names of these roads. There's no name.
There is no name. Yeah.
No. It's off from 93, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep. And then one house back is where Ed and Emma. My mother's brother lived, and his wife, Emma, who was a Bistoff girl, and I came to their auction and I got a bowl and pitcher that was over 50 years old, and I've still got it. Well, anyway, this was their house, their homestead. After they got married, they had one son who met a fatal thing. The train hit him in Akron, New York. The only son they ever had. This was his farm over here, and still the original barn out
Across
here.
the street?
Yeah, the original barn, and he always had sheep raised many, many years. And then he'd send overseas for a sheepdog. And he did that all his life. Yep.
Oh.
And then the lady that lived in my mother's homestead used to come here and take care of my uncle till, well, after the wife passed away. So that was the end of that story.
How about the house across the street? Over there? No, the one over there. You said there was something wrong with the ceiling or something?
Oh, the ceiling was caving. There was no support beams to hold their living quarters. They had the kitchen off the back, and then they had a big, huge living room, but there was not enough support, and the ceiling was kind of sagging. So I'm sure that the new people that got the place repaired all that, renewed.
Yeah.
And she had a good friend who lived next door. I can't remember her name.
It's a pretty nice house, you know.
Yeah, it's really colonial looking still. They didn't change the outside much at all. And that's a story of Ed and Emma Brooker. And I don't know what line he was in.
So whom are we looking for now, man?
Grandma Brooker, Grandpa Brooker, and one boy that died named Louis. What is this so close together? Huh. I'm never going to find it. Yeah, I know it's around in here somewhere.
This is Akron Cemetery, right?
Yeah. Akron. Close, I can tell. But it was facing this way. That'd be this way. Oh Lord, you're not taking pictures of my hoo-ha. Come on. Uphill. I'm walking on graves, you know.
Now we see how many times you took the flowers on their grave.
Well, I bet the facts are probably still here. Louis Brooker and May. I don't know what Grandpa's name was, but Grandma's name was May. Yeah, we're getting there. We do have a new road through here now that we had before. I think it's right across here. In fact, I think it's right up in here. Louis Brooker.
We found it. We have just located.
Mother and father and Louis. Let's see, Louis died in 1919. Yeah, this is about right. Father Brooker died in 1935. That's about right too, because he died just after I was born.
Father Brooker.
And my mother's
Now,
mother,
what was his name, Mom?
I can't remember, but the mother was May. And she died in 1919 when my mother was 6 to 8 years old.
1919.
6 or 8 years old.
And look, wow, she died in 1919.
1860.
And
Ooh.
he died in 1935.
Yeah, just after I was born.
And who is the Louis Brooker?
That's would have been one of their sons.
Oh, what happened to him?
1899 to 1980.
Wait a minute, he died the year that she died, so what happened?
1918?
1919, both. They died the same year?
Must have died when he was born then.
In a labor?
Maybe, it could be.
Did Grandma's mother die in a labor?
Could be. 1990,
Oh no, wait a minute, he didn't, because he was
19
born in
no.
1899. See?
So he was about, what, 16 years old? 18?
Yeah, so he was
I can't see, is that an 8 or a 3? 1918?
1919.
1919. Okay, he was 18 years old. So that's why I can't remember him, because he was, never met him.
Yeah.
In fact, those are new stones on there. The old stone had a picture of him on it.
Oh.
He was pretty young when he died.
So we found them.
Yeah, my mother had to raise herself practically. She was in charge of the house most of the time. Because her sisters were all off and married. And she was the youngest. So she was the housekeeper at home.
Did she take care of her father too?
Oh yeah, I had to. Yeah. When she left my father.
So you don't know why your grandma died? What happened?
I don't know. It was way before my time. Well, let's see. It could have been. Well, he must have been born before. They both died in the same year, though. He couldn't have been stillborn.
No.
She died in 1918. They had him in 1898. So he must have been around a while, 18, 19 years. Oh, my goodness. And that's the Wagner family. Now, I don't know where Grandpa Wagner, or Broker.
This is Broker family, yeah.
I don't know where they came from.
Or you don't know where they were born?
No, I don't. And I think we've lost that. See, it was 1865. 1865 when my father's people came over. My mother's people, I don't know, 1660. 1865. Whew, 1660 is a long time ago.
So Mom, where are we now?
This is Hunts Corners Cemetery. This is where my mom and dad are buried. Henry and Mildred Wagner. Mildred 1912, Henry 1910. Geez, I didn't think of me till 34. But Mom died in 2001 and my father died in 1979. And there's my little sister. She would have been 2 years younger than me. 37? No, she'd have been 3 years younger than me. Betty.
Very rude.
Yeah, Betty Ruth.
So what happened to Betty, Mom?
Got scalded. Fell into a tub of boiling water. They were doing the chickens, processing chickens to cans.
Yeah?
My job, keep them kids from the kitchen. Well, I did. I was going like this to hold the kids back. She got out, went and looked at them, fell in. Then they rushed her to the hospital, but they couldn't save her.
How old were you at the time?
Pretty young.
Oh, you were 4. Wait a minute. You were 1936, right?
34 I was born.
Oh, 34. Oh, you were 6 years
She
old.
died in 1940.
1940.
1948.
No,
Oh,
1940.
Oh, 1940.
Yeah.
Okay, how old was I? 6?
Yeah.
6 years old.
Yep, that's all, man.
She sneaked out under my arms. We were living on the other end of the road at that time. You know wherever you live now. We
Yeah.
live way on the other end.
Yep, we're gonna go there right after here,
Ditch
man.
road. Yeah.
Yeah.
We rented that farm. Oh my God.
So this is it. This is where they are.
I was 6 years old and I was supposed to keep those kids back. And my mother always kind of blamed me for that. But I couldn't help it. She sneaked underneath.
Well, it's not your fault. You were only 6 years old.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how old I was. Oh my
Hey,
God.
look at you. You lived 2009
I
to
didn't
come
think
and
I
do
was
this.
going to make it.
Of
I
course
didn't
you.
think I was going to be able to retire. Here I am. Ta-da!
That's right. Still going strong.
We got 4 people we live with. There's a rabbit. We got Conejo. See, they got Mexicanos working here.
So this is the house where you were born, Mom.
Yeah, Maple Road, town of Newstead.
Cool.
Yeah. And this is the farm that my mother and father rented when they first got married. And that's where Linda was born. None of the other kids, just me.
The house looks same, doesn't it?
No, it's been remodeled quite a bit.
Oh,
Yeah. But the kitchen was in back and the dining room was there and by the front door. I remember that.
so this is the house that Grandpa and Grandma rented?
Yeah, yeah. Same old barn sits there. I don't see where they farmed though. I don't see any farmland much. But that's what they did. And they run that on shares, however, and that never works out.
No.
This is way back in 34, 35, 36 probably. And then they moved down a ditch road, and then they moved to Wilkinsville.
Walk outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about where that yellow sign is.
So, Mom, where are we now?
Ditch Road and Grizzled Road, and we used. The kids were all brought up here, 3 of us. Marilyn, Betty, and me. Right behind that street sign was where the house stood. And then there was a big old barn over to the right side. And there's nothing left there anymore.
No, they had to move out because it was flooding area,
That's where
right?
my father got his first new car, a Chevy Coupe.
Oh.
Yeah, only seats in the front.
Oh.
I think that's when he was working in
So this is the area.
yeah. Well, that's Cedar Street. Oh, it changed. The road changes its name there. Cedar Street.
No, man, that's about straight down the road.
Oh.
Now, how about so this road you had to walk all the way down the
all
road?
the way to where the church is now.
Yeah.
That's a good walk. I'd get halfway and I'd have to go to the bathroom, so I'd turn around and come back home. Oh, geez, that was a long walk.
Yeah,
I never timed the miles. I think it must be a good 2-3 miles.
probably.
Yeah. That was tough.
Yeah.
I think my father worked at the Chevy plant in Tonawanda when they lived here, and then he run the farm too.
What happened? What happened that he's not living there anymore? I mean, he wasn't working there anymore.
I don't know. It was during the Depression, I know that.
Oh, they maybe
we
shut
ate
down the plant.
Beans and potatoes all the time. Baked beans, oatmeal, and potatoes. Once in a while we got lucky and somebody gave us a hunk of pork to put in the beans. And I still like beans. I don't understand it. But my aunt and uncle Ike and Aunt Banshee, he was half nuts, that guy. they would come down here and they'd take me back to stay with them overnight. I'd get so scared and so spooky. I can still remember. They'd have to get in their horse and buggy and bring me back home in the middle of the night because I was so scared. But it was a scary place.
This is
We stopped there to visit them one time many years ago, and he said, Mom say, how you doing, Ike? That's her brother. Oh, pretty good, he said, but I had to quit my job. She says, well, where are you working? And he said, I was working in the pepper factory. Oh, what did you do there? He said, oh, I had to quit because my eyes went bad. What did you do? And he said, I had to take the fly specks out of the pepper. He was crazy like that.
So, Mom, these trees over here, they must have been really young when those houses were around, because I see the hole, like a
Yeah.
clearing area where
Yeah.
there is nothing.
I don't even remember any trees there. Then maybe the Christmas tree, the bird tree, the only one I can remember. That was in the front yard. Yeah. We spent a lot of time there on that farm. They raised beans. Then we'd have to take and shuck them all out, and the kids would go down in the field. My mother would find us a shady spot, and they would work in that bean field all the time. It was rough going in those days. Then he got a job in Chevy. Things got a little better. Then they bought the house on the other end of the street, way down in Wilkesville. And I was about 5 years old when we moved there. I know I was I was older because I used to walk to school. Probably about 7 years old.
So, where was your school?
Where the new church stands. Not Trinity Lutheran.
Our church, the yellow
St.
brick.
Michael's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the public school was. We went to a religious school behind the public school, where the parking lot is now for the church. Yeah. Good old days, way back in what? 1939? Oh, jeez. Now I know why I don't like the cold weather.
Why?
Jeez, we had to wear snowsuits and get all bundled up, mittens and everything, boots, and slash to school. It was rough going in those days. We got it so soft nowadays, it's not funny. Like you said, we're a little spoiled. Progress. Cut.
Mom, this is where Grandpa worked until he retired, right?
Right. Simon Saw and Steel, and he retired when he was 68 years old. And then he worked harder than ever. But this place looks like it's abandoned. I guess there's a few people working in the office stuff. But he worked here all the time. They were specialized metals. And then he found out they were working with uranium and toxic metals. They didn't find that out till a few years ago. Many years after he retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were working with dangerous stuff. And he worked in a 10-inch bar mill. It was his job to straighten out the bars.
Bar mill?
Bar mill, whatever that is.
Cool.
Yeah, he worked here a long time. But I forgot to mention when he was working at Chevy, he got snowed in. And we had great big snowbanks. We had to tunnel a path to the barn. But it was so much fun because we would walk under tunnels of snow. It was so bad that we had a 3-car garage out and back, and it was way up to the top of that roof. We'd just get on there and slide right down.
Wow.
It was good times and bad times too. But he couldn't get home from work because he was snowed in. Yeah, we had to see that the cows were milked and stuff and go walking through all those tunnels. It was crazy. Yeah. And then he got a job here, which was better.
So this is where you lived, Mom?
Yeah, after we got married.
Oh, you and Lester?
Yeah, we lived there, Wilkesville, for a year, but then we came here until he retired. And that was around 1980 we moved.
So you put the shed up there?
The garage, yeah. We had a sun porch on the back. That's all been changed. Yeah, it's basically the same though.